Well, you niggas heard capital gains and thought Kamala really was coming to hit y'all pockets. Let's really dive into Kamala's tax plan. Side note, I would dive into Donald Trump's tax plan, but when I go on Donald Trump's website and look at Agenda 47, there's nothing really to dive into. I looked at it before. You guys can look at the previous video. We talked about Agenda 47. I tried not to dive into the Project 2025, but back to Agenda 47, it has no real concrete policy or anything for me to look at. I don't want to seem like I'm bashing Trump, but let's dive into Kamala Harris' tax plan. The proposal on the table will really only impact capital gains taxes, the corporate tax rate, and raise the tax rate on the high income or high earning households. Now, what does that look like? Let's dive into the corporate tax rate first. Now, under Trump, he moved the corporate tax rate, that's the corporate 2017 tax cuts, way back to 21%. Biden and Harris have moved it back to 27%. Now, what is all that money used for? It's best to use to fund the government, the roadways, the infrastructure. We've seen a lot of that money get used in the American Recovery Act. When you say, what is that money going to be used for? We've seen it helped us recover from COVID, essentially. Now, historically, we've seen these rates go as high as 50% back in the 60s. Coincidentally, they say the 60s was a very, very, very good time economically and for the United States of America. If you could just think about the 60s, we had gas that was like 5 cents on the gallons. Groceries were, we won't get into all that. Now let's dive into the capital gains tax. Now, to begin with, the changes to the capital gains tax that she's talking about does not apply to the real estate market. So it doesn't apply to you individuals that are thinking that you're going to sell a house and have to shell out more money. It's not necessarily for you. It's for investments. It's for those big corporations, those businesses, those individuals, those high net worth individuals that will buy up $1 million, $100 million worth of property, worth of assets, and just hold on to it and use it to fund their lifestyle. So it's really on the unrealized gains that they use to leverage. Think about Elon Musk. When Elon Musk bought Twitter, Elon Musk didn't buy Twitter with his own money. He got a loan. How did he get that loan? He went to the bank and said, hey, I am worth X amount of dollars based on my portfolio, my companies that I own. Not necessarily the money in the bank, but what he owned. Now, are there unrealized gains on those assets? Yes. But he used those potential unrealized gains to leverage it to get a loan to buy a even valuable company. So that's how these changes affect the capital gains. It doesn't affect, when you go sell a house. It affects those unrealized gains of individuals that are just trying to use the tax code as a legal hustle. This only impacts individuals that has $1 million a year in investment income. So, and if you have $1 million a year in investment income, I'll be honest with you, you should have a team of accountants and people that can help you to avoid. Let me just shut up because I might be trying to talk you to break some laws. I don't know. But if I got $1 million a year in investment income, understand I got a team of people that can help me out with this situation. Yes, this is a move to bring equity to the tax code. This is not a move to try and increase the tax burden on the middle class. Truly, if you're not making at least $500,000 a year in investments, salary, or however the hell you come by it, this really does not impact you in any type of way. It actually helps you because it let's take for instance the real estate market. Right now we have a lot of businesses and corporations that'll take up huge amounts of inventory in any given market. They'll go into a market and buy up a bunch of properties. And they're not looking to become landlords. They're looking to shore up and solidify their wealth because real estate is one of those investment vehicles that you can almost bet is going to increase in value. What they'll do is they'll purchase up a lot of properties in any given market and just hold on to them, or they'll sell some. But their main goal in that is to A, sure up their wealth and make sure that their wealth stays in their pocket, but B, also they might make a couple dollars on the off chance that they can influence the market. Because if you own enough property in any given market, you can control that market. What this move does is it removes that incentive. So now those companies that are holding $100 million worth of real estate, they got to pay for that. They're not going to look at that as an incentive to hold their wealth anymore. So what does that do? That creates more inventory for the everyday real estate hustler. That creates more inventory for the mom and pops that want to just get them a starter home. That creates more inventory that's available and within price range for the everyday person. So these changes in the tax code are really geared at leveling the playing field. That's about it. All of that hoopla about it's gonna hurt the everyday person. Unless the everyday person is making $500,000 a year, it ain't gonna hurt you.